I was briefly getting some visual noise at the top of your screen, Ruth. Was that just me? Did anybody else see that? You know, a bunch of gray, jittery stuff. But it's gone now. Good morning. Welcome to Sacramento Center for Spiritual Living. I'm so grateful for this moment with you and for this moment with God, which is every moment. This morning, we have a couple of housekeeping items. Find us on our website, saccsl.org. This is not only a beautiful website, but also a functional one. It's easy to find the Sunday services, the events, the place to donate, the all-important place to donate, the all-important place to leave your prayer requests that we pray on all week. So please join us at saccsl.org. And we are so grateful to be on YouTube Live. When we're in person, we do YouTube Live, and that is how you can, if you're not able to attend in person, that's how you can click on and find us. And that link is on our website. So find that. And also, this Zoom service that we have a couple times a month, this is available later on our YouTube channel. So you can also re-watch this service, or you can watch it for the first time if you're not able to make it on Sunday. So you are welcome in all the ways that you show up. We are happy you are here. We are happy that you're spending this moment with each other and with God. And now for our invocation. In the presence, there is only one. There is one infinite life, one infinite grace, and one infinite peace, one infinite well-being, one infinite good. This good is the infinity of the universe, and it is the infinity that I am. I am one with this infinite goodness of divine being. And this is true for each and every person here, each and every person who is watching, and each and every person who our hearts and minds dwell upon, that there is this moment of goodness that is the only moment, that is expanding into each and every person. And today it expands into all of us through Reverend Patricia's wonderful talk. Reverend Patricia is now part of this infinite outpouring of good from the universe, and every word she speaks, everything that she wishes to say, now comes through so clearly, so beautifully, and each of us takes into our lives, into our week and into our whole lives, that which we need to know. The production team, the board, the music, everything works out for us. It is beautiful right here and right now. Everything comes together amazingly. And today we know we are transformed. We accept this, we know it, and so it is. And now for our readings. We believe in the incarnation of the Spirit in humanity, and that all are incarnations of the one Spirit. The power to live is within the self, implanted by the divine. And also from Living the Science of Mind, this is the new birth that comes through a new outlook on life, a new way of thinking, a new sense of our relationship to our environment, to the people around us, to ourselves, and to God. And from Mark Nepo, the Book of Awakening, live loud enough in your heart, and there is no need to speak. And now for our music.
This is the sound of one voice, one spirit, one voice, the sound of one who makes a choice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of voices singing together in harmony, surrendering to the mystery. This is the sound of voices three. This is the sound of voices three. This is the sound of all of us, singing with love and the will to trust. Leave the rest behind and turn to dust. This is the sound of all of us. This is the sound of all of us. This is the sound of one voice, one people, one voice, a song for every one of us. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. One people, one voice. A song for every one of us. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of all of us, singing with love and the will to trust. Leave the rest behind and turn to dust. This is the sound of all of us. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice.
Wow. Isn't that a fabulous song? And it's such a great metaphor of human life here on earth. We start seemingly as one voice, but as we grow and mature into wisdom, we begin to recognize that we are part of a choir, and each of us is a unique and singular voice. And that is our gift to the grand universal choir that we are part of. This is a metaphor I'm going to be using a lot this morning. So hang on to it. Hang on to that feeling of being that voice that's part of this universal choir. The overarching master theme of all the talks in 2023 and Centers for Spiritual Living is living out loud. So you're going to see and hear this line from the French novelist and political activist Émile Zola frequently. If you ask me what I came into this life to do, I will tell you. I came to live out loud. So continuing the metaphor of the single voice in the choir, we came to both be a single voice, a soloist, and as an irreplaceable voice in the choir. No one else ever has or ever will be the voice like ours. It is designed to blend and balance and harmonize and support any number of ways, the voices of all life. The song of life is that we co-create, we sing together. Now, traditionally, our teaching has focused on the power of the individual, and this has led some to criticize us as being self-centered and unconcerned with our neighbors. And nothing could be further from the truth. Ernest Holmes, our founding writer, spoke very clearly that our goal is to realize not only our own individual power, but to see and work in concert with that same power that exists in and through all the souls that we meet. This may be familiar to some of you. Marianne Williams, in her book, A Return to Love, famously says, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us." We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We are born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Especially if this is the first time that you've heard this passage, let it resonate in you. Where does it make you cringe? How much of you is living under messages you received as a child that you shouldn't stand out too much? Now, while traditionally women receive more training in hiding their light under the metaphorical bushel and hiding their talents, men have their own experience of this. What's that old phrase? The nail that sticks up gets hammered down? Or the Southern one, don't get above your raisin. Those who are too different or too conspicuous get criticized by others, particularly if they stumble or fall. And we all stumble and fall when we're learning something new. One of the gifts that we give each other in this community is permission and support to be all of who we are. We are here to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous in our own individual way. As God is, as spirit is, as life is, so I am. This is one of the fundamental truths of our teaching. Each one of us is divinely connected to that one source, that one divine intelligence. Technically, this month's theme is about an examination of our founding principles. It's root and reboot, as in remembering our roots and reconnecting and rebooting. But I think that's backwards. I want to reboot in principle so that I can grow deeper roots and flourish and bloom to be all that I came here to be. I want to be so grounded in truth that I can trust that the divinity in me, the divinity that created the universe and keeps it all whirling in space, is more than enough to support me to live who I truly am, out loud and in full color. I want to trust my individual voice so that I can live as a fully functioning member of the choir, secure in my individuality and trusting and fully valuing what I bring to the choir. How does that feel for a life goal? Nod or raise your hand if that gives you kind of a scary, exciting feeling. I know that it stretches the metaphor of a single voice in a choir as our spiritual journey, but really our divine life can only be talked about using images and metaphor. Before I retired, I was working for a statewide professional organization, and we had an executive director who loved organizational management books and theories. And her favorite, at least while I was working for her, was by Jim Collins, and it was called Built to Last: Successful Habits of Visionary Companies. And one of those habits was to set a BHAG. Anybody know what a BHAG is? It's a big, hairy, audacious goal, a clear and compelling target that an organization tries to reach. It's aspirational. It's like a life goal. If you think that you can obtain your BHAG, your goal, in even 10 or 15 years, then the goal is not big enough. Science of mind believes that there is a BHAG, a big, hairy, audacious goal inside each one of us. There is something grand and magnificent inside us that wants to be expressed. Now, it may not seem big and audacious to others, but it generally feels that way at one or more points along our journey. Marianne Williams puts a voice to it. Who am I to be? Fill in the blank. And then she answers, who are you not to be? Fill in the blank with your BHAG. Okay. Science of mind teaches a practical spiritual philosophy, the perennial wisdom that underlies all religions, along with effective tools so that we can connect with our inner divinity and let our light shine into the world, to let our song develop and flow into expression. Now, how do we do that? We begin by focusing on the universality of our teaching, with an emphasis on the truth that we are not only of spirit, but also in spirit. Like a fish swims through water, we swim in God. We are divine ideas, living as human beings, swimming in an ocean of spirit. As a divine idea, we can take our rightful place in the world by taking personal responsibility for our actions and extending generosity and compassion to others. We deepen our spiritual practice for the benefit and enrichment of the whole of humanity, all of Earth's creatures, and the earth itself. Our teaching tells us to not only live in conscious awareness of the law of cause and effect, as we think, so we experience, but also in alignment with the preeminent truth that all is love. Spirit, God, divine mind, first cause, all of these are just some of the names that we use for love. We know and teach that love is always moving in the world and within us for our own good. Rather than place human imagined limits on that good, we accept with faith that there is a bigger idea, a big, hairy, audacious idea in the mind of God that is specifically and uniquely for us. And we are encouraged to open ourselves to receive that good in the best form for us. We're encouraged to act and respond in kind from that place of love, that place of a greater idea. I want to read to you a paragraph that appears early in the Science of Mind textbook. It's one of the most quoted sections of the text, and it establishes one of those foundational ideas that reached out and grabbed me when I first found Science of Mind. I was raised Catholic, and I had left the church by the time I was 15 because it just made no sense. Now, I don't mean to blame Catholicism, as most of traditional Christianity was taught in a way that made no sense to me. The approach was neither logical nor consistent, nor did it seem fair. So I spent the next 10 years or so trying to make sense of life. I found a logical, consistent sense of what the divine is and how life works in Science of Mind. Owen says, the great love of the universe must be one with the great law of its own being. And we approach love through law. This then is the teaching, love and law. As the love of God is perfect, so the law of God also is perfect. We must understand both. Let me break this down a bit, but really only enough to make my next point, because I could talk about the ideas contained in these 4 sentences and their implications for hours. We teach classes about love and law. This is a huge topic. The great love of the universe must be one with the great law of its own being. So love and law are not 2 separate forces or energies. They are one and the same, and then they cannot be separated like 2 sides of a coin or the inside and outside of a cup. You simply can't have one without the other. They are indivisible. Because they are one, love and law are never at odds with each other. We, with our limited human understanding, may not see the unity, may not see the oneness, but it is always there. This makes the universe and how life works essentially consistent and understandable. It's still a mystery, but it's always love and law working together. And we approach love through law. Love is the what in this occasion, and law is the how. Love is, as I said earlier, a primary name for God, spirit, divine intelligence. In this context, it's not an emotion. It is the essence of life itself. It is both the source of all life and the energy that sustains all life. In the Hindu perspective, it is Shiva. In quantum physics, it is the infinite possibilities of a wave of energy. And we approach it. We come to know love through what we call the law. Like God, the law has many names: cause and effect, stimulus response, the law of belief. As you believe, so it is done unto you. The law takes our beliefs and translates them into our experiences. We don't so much believe what we see what we believe. Our beliefs, what we know to be true, come first. In the Hindu perspective, it is Shakti. In quantum physics, it is the collapsing of the infinite possibilities of wave into a form, a manifestation at a specific point in time and space. Our ability to know God, to know divine belief, is built on the foundation and the limits of our beliefs. So the final part of this phrase. This then is the teaching of love and law. As the love of God is perfect, so the law of God is also perfect. We must understand both. The key phrase there is we need to understand both. That is why Centers for Spiritual Living is more than Sunday gatherings and celebrations. We have workshops and classes where we come together to study and to share our experiences as we increase our understanding and learn how to apply our teaching to discover the nature and scope of the divine gift that we are, to discover our unique voice, to return to our opening metaphor and what we add to the choir. So our understanding of God, of first cause, of love, is based on our beliefs. But we're not born with our beliefs. We gather them through our childhood from our experiences and our relationships. Our beliefs are influenced by the thoughts and beliefs of the collective unconscious, as Carl Jung, one of the founders of modern psychology, described it. And some refer to this as the Akashic records, which contain all universal events, thoughts, words, emotions, and intent that have ever occurred. And to increase the complexity of this, our beliefs change based on our daily experiences, what we see, what we read, what others do. It's all this amazing dance of co-creation of almost 8 billion people alive in the world right now, and our interactions with the environment and nature and each other. Are you overwhelmed yet? This is the choir that we are a part of. Is it any wonder that in this sea of constant interaction and change, that some part of us wants things to just stop and be still for a moment? We have a desire for a stability and order and structure that we can depend on, for rules and guidelines that we can trust. And yet, it is the nature of the universe to grow and expand. Did you know that scientists can measure the growth of the galaxy? It's roughly 45 miles per megaparsec, or 3.26 million light years. Now, I can say that sentence any number of times, and it still doesn't have any real meaning for me. 45 miles, 3.26 billion or a million light years. The point is, the universe is expanding and growing in the same way we expand and grow. We're no different. Think of a plant in a pot. It will eventually become root bound and die, or it will break the pot so that it can expand and grow. We are no different. Instead of a pot, we have fixed beliefs and patterns that contain and bind us. Yet there's also that in us that continues to grow and expand. That big, hairy, audacious goal that we were born with really wants to express itself. It continues to grow. And I've talked about this before, that there are 3 stages to change. There's order, and then there's disorder and chaos, and then reorder. And this pattern then repeats over and over and over. Our beliefs provide us stability and order until either we outgrow them or the world changes and our beliefs no longer work. We can clearly see this in our world now as we grapple with new ideas about gender roles, and sexual identity, increasingly fluid and varied family structures and relationships, climate change and environmental disasters, cultural diversity and our understanding of the social construct of race, COVID and the impact on the world economy is shifting our understanding of how human interconnectedness, how we are all interconnected. We are in a time of massive change that is creating disorder and chaos as we work to reorder our world, with some of us trying to hold on or rebuild the old order, and some able to let go and move into building new constellations of order. Now, where am I going with all of this? I want to go back to the theme we're exploring this month, an examination of our founding principles. In this time of change and growth, I want to reboot using the principles of science of mind that we teach so that I can grow deeper roots and flourish and bloom and be all that I came here to be. To do that, to fully discover my unique voice and to live out loud, I am challenged to look at what beliefs are supporting my growth and what beliefs are preventing my growth. Where am I recognizing the movement of love in my life? Love is the movement of infinite possibility of life, life with a capital L, taking form and becoming my life according to the law of my belief. And within that dynamic is the unique voice that I came here to discover and be as spirit having a human experience. So as I open my awareness, my heart, and my mind to the infinite possibilities of love, of life, the new ideas, new perceptions, new paths, new ways for me to discover who I am and to fully express who I am are opened. And I can see them in you. And so I'm left with the question, do I trust love? Do I trust life enough to continue to grow and discover more about who I am and who I came here to be? I truly do believe that we are all born to make manifest the glory of God, as Marianne Williams said, the glory of God that is within us. I am here to let my light shine and to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous. And so are you. So will you join me in this amazing journey of spiritual growth? Let us breathe into this moment and remember, there is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. And that life is my life now. Again, there is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. And that life is my life now. This is the truth of who I am. This is the truth of who you are. This is the truth of who we are. No hesitation, no doubt. Love lives in me right now. It is my nature to be the divine in form, the divine in action, the divine in community, the divine in relationship, the divine in form, in glorious, healthy, strong, physical form, in a rich life full of friends and the comforts and joys of the world. And I open my heart and I open my mind to be that perfect channel for the divine. And I develop my unique voice and I share it with the world. And I connect with the voices of all the divines around me. And we are the choir, singing the universal song of love and growth and joy and discovery. And for all this and more, I give such great thanks. And I place this treatment into the law, knowing it is already done. I give my thanks for answered prayer, and so it is. Thank you. And now more music.
You never know when a moment could change everything you knew. What you thought life was, how you saw the glass half empty. Oh, your point of view is temporary. Is it fate by design? How you decide, or simply chance? Any way you believe, you'll always see how mysterious life can be. Trust your timing. Find joy in today. Let go of how you thought life would be. Trust your timing. You never know what is waiting. The memories you're making life is always changing. Is it fate by design, how you decide, or simply chance? Any way you believe, you'll always see how mysterious life can be. Trust your timing. Find joy in today. Let go of how you thought life would be. Trust your timing. Days come and go, seasons make you grow. Life will surprise you wherever you roam. You'll love and lose, time will heal your wounds. Take another step into the unknown. Trust your timing. Find joy in today. Let go of how you thought life would be. Trust your timing.
Oh my gosh, that means I have to unmute. I was kind of lost in the song. I was busy trusting my timing. So this is our offering time. And the really cool thing about this is we are always in a place of knowing who we truly are. I mean, this is at root what we practice in science of mind and what we practice in our daily lives. And our offering time is a specific opportunity to practice being generous givers and generous receivers, because that is the truth of who we are, but sometimes it's hard to connect to. Giving financially is a sacred service, and we activate and increase our own flow of good when we do this. So we welcome your generous donations, whether you are watching this later on YouTube or whether you are right here, right now with us. We know that you are generous givers and generous receivers. And this is true for me too. I claim it for myself. We can give on the website. There's a donate button. You can send a check. There are some people who do that and love that sort of feel even of being able to write the manual check. There's a certain connection there. And so there's various ways to give. Thank you so much. Join with me on mute in our abundance affirmation and feel this in your being. This is tremendous. Abiding by the law of circulation and in heartfelt gratitude, I affirm that I live in a creative and abundant universe that continuously flows in, through, and out as me, expressing as the ever-expanding infinite good. And so it is. As I mentioned at the beginning of the service, one way to submit prayer requests is on our website. There is a prayer button, saccsl.org, and we send this out to our prayer team and pray on it throughout the week. And now for our announcements. Reverend Patricia said that we have many ways that we connect as a community. Here are some of them. First of all, you may know by now that we are in person on the 1st, 3rd, and 5th Sundays of the month. Next Sunday is a 5th Sunday, so we will be in person. And weirdly, what happens then is the following Sunday is a 1st Sunday, so you have to remember to come in person twice in a row. What a great gift, right? And then we're on Zoom only today, which is the 4th Sunday. So even Sundays we're on Zoom. Odd Sundays, when you're feeling a little odd, come on the odd Sundays in person or watch on Facebook Live. YouTube Live. I'm getting it. So please go on our website and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This actually increases our visibility through the YouTube algorithm and allows us to reach more people simply by subscribing. course, watching helps even more. Now we have an upcoming class, and I hear it's actually, I see 8 weeks. I hear it's actually 7 weeks. It's Mitch Austin's Rise and Speak experience. Some of you were in person with Mitch last week for his talk and for his presentation. He is a deep soul, an incredible speaker, and to my understanding, from what I've heard, an incredible teacher. This is a class that allows us to take a deep dive into kind of our formative experiences. So we actually have to look deep within at the beliefs and experiences that Reverend Patricia spoke about today, excavate our message, and find that defining moment and be able to share it with others in ways that are safe and yet authentic, that speak our truth. So anyway, join Mitch's class. It's going to be awesome. Tuesday evenings in person at the Annex. We also have a couple of other announcements that are not on the slides, and so just bear with me here. One is that at Reverend Patricia's and Doug's house, at Reverend Patricia's house, which is where the Annex is, there is the Busy Hands, Warm Hearts, 2 Monday mornings a month, and you can connect with Reverend Patricia to find out more about that. And this is an opportunity for community where people just talk and hang out, and sometimes people do music, but a lot of times it's bring your painting, your rock project, or your crochet project, or your whatever it is that keeps your hands busy. And even if you don't have something, you can keep them busy with a cup of coffee or tea. Bring them over to Patricia's and hang out on a Monday morning. Patricia, when is the next one? Tomorrow. The next one is tomorrow. I can read lips. I'm learning. The other thing that I've been asked to announce, even though there's no slide yet, is Reverend Sharon is starting a series that is a deep dive, but a short commitment into the foundations class. So if any of you have taken one of the 2 foundations classes, if any of you have taken them or taught them multiple times, like I have, there's always more to learn. Reverend Sharon is going to take each week. You can never get through each week of it, right? So she is going to do a 3-week session on each week of foundations so that people can bring whatever it is that we can, there will be experientials, there will be teaching, there will be an opportunity to connect. And 2 great things. One is it's free. And the second, although love offerings, I'm sure, are always welcome, but it is free. And it is, what was I going to say? Help me out, guys. Oh, it's on a drop-in basis. So while we'll probably get the most out of it to go to all 3 weeks for each session, it's still on a drop-in basis. It'll be an hour and a half on Monday nights, 3 Mondays a month, and it'll all be scheduled out, and a wonderful way to dive deeper into those principles that Reverend Patricia was talking about today. So now for our affirmation, followed by our benediction and music. Okay. I am grateful for the abundance that is already mine to share. That's where we know that abundance is right here and right now. I am grateful for that abundance that is already mine to share. And so drop with me into that sacred space that is who and what you really are. In this incredible presence of divine being, knowing this oneness, knowing that I harmonize with the all, that each and every one of us is part of this harmony of being that is brought here as full expression. As we step into our full expression of who and what we really are, we take this expression ever expanding out into our lives, into our weeks, and this harmony is answered back with the harmony of our world. This good is happening now. We bless the world with it. We bless ourselves with it. And in this knowing, I give thanks for answered prayer. And I release this word into the infinite law, the power of being that says yes with all of the power that forms galaxies and universes, that creates hummingbirds and grains of sand. This power speaks through my word, and it is done now, and so it is. Oh, and now it's time for music and then stay for fellowship.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Yes, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Every day, I'm so grateful. So hear the movements if you don't know them. So grateful. It goes like this. Oh, gratitude before me. Gratitude behind me. To the left. Gratitude to the left of me. To the right. Gratitude to the right of me. Above. Gratitude above me. Gratitude below me. Within me. Gratitude within. All around me. Gratitude all around. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so to yourself, to the people you love. I'm so grateful. Release, let it go. I'm so grateful. All the way around. I'm so grateful. To yourself. I'm so grateful. To the people you love. I'm so grateful. You know what? Stand up. You gotta stand up. Do it again. Let's gratitude before me. Put some oomph into it now. Gratitude behind. Let's get that wiggle going. Gratitude to the left of me. Yeah. Gratitude to the right of me. Above me. Gratitude above me. Below me. Gratitude below me. Within me. Gratitude within. All around me. Gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. To yourself. I'm so grateful. To the people you love. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Yes, I'm so grateful. To yourself. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Just open your arms and say, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Thank you, God. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Yeah.
Hello, hello, hello.